He is so honest. It's almost shocking in the world of lies in which we live. I had a feeling you're loving what you're doing.
Again, more than I thought, and I must say that I anticipated some of the ridiculous attacks that have been coming at me, and so I was prepared for that. A lot of people get into politics, and they're overwhelmed by the nastiness of it. I knew it was going to be nasty. I knew when you said anything at all negative about the teachers' union, about public sector unions, they were going to come after you, and that's exactly what's happened. The most recent allegation, Dennis, is this. Larry Elder thinks women are stupid, and they've referred to an article that I wrote back in 2000. And the article was in commentary, and I was quoting a study by the Annenberg School about 25 issues, and it turns out men knew more than women did in 15 of the issues, and therefore Larry Elder thinks women are stupid. I even quoted a researcher from Pennsylvania, I think her name is Kathleen Hall Jameson. If you look at her body of work, there's no way you could come away with the conclusion other than that she's a liberal. And she said one of the reasons that women knew less than men is because women get most of their news from local television. And I quoted her, quote, "Local news watching makes you dumber," end of quote, said Jameson. So now all of a sudden that article has been interpreted that Larry Elder thinks women are stupid. It's almost comical, Dennis.
They have no shame. Well,
they don't.
As I wrote it in my column yesterday, the ease with which people on the left lie is breathtaking.
Dennis, it is. Another one is Larry Elder says the ideal minimum wage should be 0.00. Dennis, anybody who's taken a course in economics knows in the first day that minimum wage laws hurt the very people, unskilled people, that the left claims to care about. And I wrote an article about the fact that at one time, Paul Krugman, who arguably is the most famous economist in America, he writes a column for the New York Times. He's an economist. And one time he wrote years ago that the minimum wage does more harm than good. He's since done a 180 on that, but Economics 101 has not done a 180. I also quoted Jonathan Gruber. He's the one who said the reason that we were able to pass Obamacare is because, quote, we took advantage of the stupidity of the American people, close quote. He's an economist at MIT. In 2011, he wrote about the damage done by the minimum wage. He also wrote about the damage done by a state-mandated Family Medical Leave Act. The New York Times, 1987, had an editorial, not op-ed piece, Dennis, editorial, ideal minimum wage 0.00. I quoted Milton Friedman, who said that the minimum wage is, quote, perhaps the most anti-Negro law on the statute books, close quote. I quoted Walter Williams and Thomas Sowell, both of whom were friends of mine. Walter Williams is no longer with us. Both of them have written extensively about the damage done by the minimum wage. And if there's anything that economists agree on almost unanimously, it is the damage done by the minimum wage. They disagree about lots of other things, but not about that. And so that reporter's hair are on fire when I made this argument. And by the way, it only came up because someone asked me. It's not one of my top agenda items for crying out loud. Shows you they've never studied economics, and these are people that write about business and the economy. It's ridiculous. And I remember when Ben Rhodes, the Deputy National Security Advisor of Obama, brags to the New York Times about how he was able to get the Iran deal pushed through. He said, we pushed the narrative that there were good Ayatollahs and bad Ayatollahs, when in fact all the Ayatollahs are bad, ha ha ha, he said in the New York Times. And the reason we were able to push this narrative is, quote, the average reporter covering foreign policy is 27 years old, and they literally know nothing, end of quote. He said that, I didn't.
That's right. I'm continuing with Larry Elder, and you've got to help Larry Elder. There's a link at DennisPrager.com to his website, electelder.com. This can make a huge difference in America. Nerve Renew.